Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Do not forget, this is 100% viewer funded. I'm actually on my way to my daughter's volleyball game, and this is the kind of stuff that you guys fund when you donate. You know, it really goes from you to me to them. It helps me create a good life for my kids to where she can play volleyball, her and her brother can play soccer. So I really thank you guys. But if there's no you, there's no me. So make sure you reach all the way up inside of your generosity. Move your hand around, grab something and pull it out for me. It is greatly appreciated. I thank you. So in this video, we're going to talk about something that we have never seen. I've never seen it, and you've never seen it. It just doesn't happen, especially in America, especially the way America handled this situation. As we're told, this certain group of people were persecuted, oppressed, beaten, killed, separated from their families, treated like they were less than human, and there were laws on the books that stated such. And even though there was this great movement to give rights to this group, try to make things right, try to install some justice, and a lot of great steps were taken, but apparently that's just not good enough. And this stain, this scar on the face of America called slavery was horrific. There were no good things that came from it. The slaves gained no skills. It was all bad all the time, all cotton picking, tobacco picking. They didn't help in any other facet of society, just field work. So the savageries that were perpetrated upon these people will make you shudder. So they say. That's their truth. You have to live your truth, my truth, and their truth. So that's their truth. So you would think if somebody had the opportunity, and there were plenty of slaves who gained their freedom through various ways. I've told you guys before, my mom traced our lineage on her side of the family back to 1812. And by that time, my mother's side of the family had acquired their freedom. 1812. That's, you can still smell the 1700s in the air. And they had gotten their freedom. But those of them who got their freedom, you wouldn't think, being what we're told that slavery was, you wouldn't think that a slave, an escaped slave, you made it out, bruh. No more beatings, no more subjugation, no more subhuman treatment. No more witnessing just the most evil you could possibly conjure up in your mind. You made it. No more receiving beatings. No more hearing other slaves get beatings. The screams, the wails, the cries, the begging for their life. Please don't. That's all behind you. The endless days of work, the malnutrition, all of that is behind you. And you would not think that one of those slaves who escaped slavery in the only country that's ever had slavery, that's what they tell us. They don't ever talk about any other country dealing with slavery. It's just America. You evil, blue-eyed devils. So if you had the opportunity to escape that, and you did, do you think any of these slaves would go back? Do you think any of those slaves would beg and plead to be taken back on the plantation, to be put back in those conditions? They would ask for it, beg for it, tap dance, shuck, and jive for it. And then, let's say the plantation said, all right, boy, as Sloppy Joe likes to call LL J. Cool J. They say, all right, boy, we're going to give you a chance to prove to us why you deserve to be one of our slaves once again. We're going to give you a place. We're going to give you a time. You better be there, boy. We ain't ever done this for no other slaves in the dadgum history of the United States of a goddamn America. We ain't ever done that for nobody. We gonna do it for you, boy. You better be there. And then that slave tells the slave master day of, I'm not doing it. I'm not going where you want me to go. You come over here where I'm at. The nerve, right? You wanted to be back on the plantation. Don Johnson and the other slave masters are there, and you tell them, fuck you, I'll be over here? That's weird. But of course, that wouldn't happen. But let me tell you what did happen. Colin Kaepernick. This is the perfect hat to wear for this damn video. Hold on, I've never been to this school where the event is, so I have to listen to the GPS. So, Colin Kaepernick, Mr. I'm kneeling, pig in police uniform, socks, America is racist, know your rights, which he started in the Bay Area when he played for San Francisco, but it's now run by a bunch of college-age Asian kids. Look it up. Remember the documentary that he made? Was it Colin in Black and White? Where he told you about the racism that he dealt with growing up in small town California, how his parents would drive him from shit kick town to shit kick town every weekend so he could play and go to seminars and train with quarterback gurus and shit. And they would do those terrible things to him, and they plucked him from obscurity, took him from the system when his own mother didn't want him. And those racist bastards gave him a great life. They worked hard for him. They loved him. They nurtured him, and they taught him. They gave him structure and discipline. But at the end of the day, they're just evil white colonizers. And he said as much in his documentary. He made them look like buffoons. So then, in this documentary, he has a scene and he's doing commentary. And he looks like Angela Davis's son. Got an afro and a black suit with a turtleneck. This ain't the 70s. Sit your dumb ass down. So he's looking like a Black Panther activist. While he's talking, he's doing voiceovers and narrating what's going on. And in one of the scenes, you see a bunch of slaves on auction blocks. Yes, shirtless bucks on the auction block being bought and sold by white people. And they literally transition from one set piece to the next, and the same group of people go from shirtless, shoeless slaves to football players at a combine. So he's equating slavery, the auctioning of slaves, to the combine, where they see how strong you are, how fast you are, how high you can jump. Probably because football has a lot to do with running, jumping, and strength. But that's for another day. But this is modern day slavery, is what he is saying. And he was once a part of it. Turned around and sued the NFL and won. And what does this jackass do a few days later? A few days ago. He writes a letter. He writes a letter to the New York Jets. Yes, the shitty New York Jets. Because they have recently lost Aaron Rodgers. He blew out his Achilles. His season is over, so they need a quarterback. And they got that kid, Zach Wilson, who hasn't shown very much so far. So Colin Kaepernick sees his opportunity.
On the right, onto Feather River Boulevard, signs for North Beale Road, Yuba College, then turn left onto North Beale Road.
Boy, that's a lot, lady. That's a lot of instructions there. Anyway, so he writes a letter to the New York Jets asking them to put him on the team. He said, I'll even run the practice squad, boss.
Left to Northfield Road.
You ain't got to let me sit at the table, boss. I don't even want a seat at the table. Just let me be outside, boss, picking up your crumbs, sir. So wait a minute. The NFL is racist?
In a quarter mile, make a U-turn.
Yeah, I got it, lady. The NFL is racist. It's equivalent to slavery, but I want to do it again. Right? Is that what's happening? The NFL is slavery, but please let me back. So the NFL is racist, but here you are looking like John Cusack and say anything. You're basically standing outside the Jets facility with a beige trench coat on and the sleeves rolled up, Miami Vice style, holding a boombox over your head, bumping Peter Gabriel. Have you ever seen a slave beg to get back on the plantation? Have you ever seen a former slave beg for those chains to be secured around their neck, wrists, and ankles? Have you ever seen that? Probably not, because real slavery is pretty fucked up. And the reason he wants to get back in the NFL is because it is nothing like slavery, and you're paid a king's ransom to play a child's game, and your money's running out. You got to keep buying that terrorist bitch girlfriend of yours 55-gallon drums of hummus every month, and it's starting to affect your pockets. Why do you want to come back to a slave organization? I don't understand. Do you? Should I seek your counsel in the comment section? Maybe you can explain to me why a former slave wants to get back into slavery. Have you sold all your memorabilia? Have you sold your NFC championship ring and trophies? You're on OJ status now? You got to break back in somewhere to steal your shit back? What a clown, what a sucker, what an idiot. And anybody who followed him, anybody who put your stupid number 7 Kaepernick on one knee profile pic, I stand with Cap. Any of you jackasses who ever went out and bought a fucking Kaepernick jersey after he started doing this shit, you have been fooled. You have been suckered. Colin Kaepernick's really standing for something. He ain't standing for shit. He wants a check and he's broke. That's why he wants to get back into the NFL. That bastard hasn't been in the NFL for 7 years. And he's a vegan. He's all skinny and sucked up. He looks like a fucking POW. You ain't got it no more, Cap. You wanted to rage against the machine. Well, now the machine has closed its doors in your Arab-looking face. I'm telling you guys, get down here with me on the low road. It is fun. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. Hit that Teespring link to get some merch. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.